welcome to this video where we're going to be looking at an alternative theory for the journey of Abraham. Now in the previous video I uploaded, we were looking at this map in this region of Nigeria, speaking about was Abraham born in Nigeria, and this was an old video that I've reloaded. Now what happened was I came across some different information which made me rethink, so I took the video down because I wasn't sure whether I should leave it up if there was an error on it. But what I've decided to do is repost it and just to do this video to show that there could be an alternative to think about. So let's have a look. So what happened was one of the viewers sent me a comment and saying, why don't you take a look at the chronicle of Jeremiah? So that's what I did, and when I was looking at it, I came across this part, and it says, "Now it came to pass when Abraham came from Babylon, i.e. Ur of the Chaldees." So this is very specific, saying that Abraham came from Babylon, Ur of the Chaldees. So Ur of the Chaldees being in Babylon, and this made me rethink, because I thought, this maybe doesn't actually add up from what I presented on the channel and with that video. So let me try explain. Now this might not make sense if you haven't been following the channel, so yeah, please watch some of the previous videos. We did a series trying to locate the sons of Noah in this playlist, and this will help you understand what we're speaking about if you've got no idea what we're saying. But I just tried to make this very simple map to show what the theory of the channel was, trying to locate these sons of Shem and put it on a map. And we were looking for the land of Nimrod in this region of ancient Nubia, because we still have a region called Sennaar in Sudan, and we're wondering, could this Sennaar be connected to the land of Shinar of the Bible? So looking for Babylon in this region of Sudan going towards Ethiopia. So then when I saw this work speaking about Ur of the Chaldees and connecting it with Babylon, I was thinking, maybe I have to rethink this, because it would change the picture and this journey for Abraham. And then would it make more sense with this picture? Now I've just put some arrows here as well to get an idea of it. Now I'm not saying this is accurate. It's just it is an amateurish map, but just to give us an idea of what we're speaking about. Now I was very focused on this region of Niger and Nigeria because of the things that we were finding, and also the information that other YouTube channels were also sharing with Damisak in Nigeria, and could that be connected to Damascus? And we see here how it speaks about Abraham then coming to Damascus. So that's why I was really focusing on Nigeria and Niger, and maybe that was where I might have gone wrong, because in that video, just doing those basic searches looking for Ara and Ora, there was actually an Ara in Uganda and Ara in Ethiopia as well, and also there was Ora in Uganda and Ora in Ethiopia. So maybe I should have paid more attention to these other options, because we have these Ara and Ora in Niger region, and that's why we did that video speaking about was Abraham born in Nigeria. But then we also have these Ora and Ara in the East Africa region, with Ethiopia and Uganda. So yeah, it just makes me wonder about this journey of Abraham, because if we compare it to the traditional view with this this region of the Middle East. Now even with the traditional view, there's still debate about Ur of the Chaldees. We see here this page says, which Ur is Abraham's Ur? And there's one view that Ur of the Chaldees is in the country we know as Iraq, but then there's also an option for Ur of the Chaldees coming towards Turkey. So even with the traditional view, there's debate about where was Abraham born. It's not it's not definitive, but on this channel we've got problems with this region of the Middle East, because does it really ring true with the Bible, with the way it describes the land and the Holy Land? And I'm sure you've got your own views, your own strong views about it as well. So that's why we were looking in this region of Sub-Saharan Africa. So yeah, I think I've said a few times that we may not get everything right, but it feels like we're on the right track. And maybe this is like one of those examples where we have to hold our hands up and say, okay, maybe we're not sure, maybe we made a mistake, some new information has come up that we weren't aware of, but it still feels like we're on the right track. And maybe we just have to just reanalyze this information and think about this, the way it describes Abraham coming from Babylon, i.e. Ur of the Chaldees, and then trying to think about some other information that we know, because we know that there were Chaldeans in the land of Babylon, because the Bible describes Nebuchadnezzar as a Chaldean. So I kind of feel at the moment, I'm just showing you my views as an amateur researcher, that there would be Chaldeans in different regions, in the land of Babylon, but also in the land of Aram, and maybe even further to the north, towards North Africa and Spain, because we did another video speaking about that in our first series as well. So there'll be Chaldeans, I think, in different regions, but there is some confusion about which Ur is Abraham's Ur, like it says here. And another thing I'm wondering is, could there be two different Edessas? Was there a Syrian Edessa and a Babylonian Edessa? Because in this work of this Chronicles of Jeremiah, I saw something else. It speaks about Nimrod, and it says here about the beginning of his kingdom was Babylon and Erech, and then it mentions Edessa. So was there also an Edessa in the land of Nimrod? So that makes me wonder, could this be maybe where this confusion is coming in, that there are these traditions that Abraham was born in Edessa, but could there maybe have been two different Edessas, one in Syria and one in Babylon, and maybe that could be considered causing some of this confusion, like I was speaking about in the previous video. So just an alternate theory to think about, or it could even be a correction if our previous video was wrong, that we were looking in Nigeria for Abraham's nativity, but now we also maybe have to consider East Africa. But I really feel the most important thing, it might not be knowing definitely where Abraham was born, and we might not know precisely the journey. I think the most important thing is the overall picture. Are we looking in the right place with the overall picture, where we're looking here in Sub-Saharan Africa compared to the Middle East? It's a major difference. I think that's the most important thing, is are we on the right track? Are we looking in the right place? Because it's still going to be important for Niger and Nigeria. If Abraham's coming towards Niger and Nigeria, it still makes that region important for Abraham. And if he's coming from East Africa, the whole the story is important for you could say pretty much for the whole continent. And I think that's what we said that also in one of our other videos, that the where impacts the who. If we're looking in this region for the journey of Abraham, that's going to impact the who, how you picture Abraham and how you see Abraham. And that's important if you want to get to the truth, and if you're thinking about the Bible and how it impacts in our times today. These are very important matters to get to the truth of, and that's the idea of the channel. And one last thing I want to say that I've mentioned before is, if we were told the truth, if we trusted what we were presented with, this wouldn't be necessary. If truth was celebrated, we wouldn't be looking at YouTube at amateur researchers and amateur historians, trying to put this together and doing the best they can to help and to share and to get to the truth. It wouldn't be necessary if we, if the world was a bit different. But that's we can't complain, and we mustn't, cry over spilled milk. This is where we are. This is the world that we live in, and we have to soldier on. And we just did a series speaking about what's wrong with our history. If you'd like to look at that, if you maybe new to this and you maybe a bit confused about, why can't we get the truth? So that's why I did that series. If you'd like to do that, if you'd like to look at that. And I've tried to put all the channel into different playlists, because the channel is very unorganized. It's a bit of a mess. So we have different playlists, and I've also re-edited that old video and reloaded it into this playlist. What do we know about Esau and Edom? So I've just made a few different changes and some editing as well. So I think everything is almost in its own playlist now. And let me know what you think about this this alternate theory for Abraham's journey. Does it actually maybe make more sense that he could be coming from East Africa towards West Africa to the land of Aram, where we're looking at Damisak for Damascus, and then he goes south towards the land of Canaan, and then we know in the Bible that he then he gets called to go into the land of Egypt, so he goes up into the land of Egypt, and more people are becoming aware of the King James version that says that that then he goes into the south. When he leaves Egypt to go back to the land of Canaan, he goes into the south. So I think the picture we're working with still makes sense, and it can still ring true for the Bible, which is important because if it's true, it has to work. But yeah, we're exploring and we're trying to put it together. So we have to, if we make a mistake, we have to say maybe I made a mistake, or if you come across something else, you have to say maybe we have to rethink and reanalyze with the new bit of information. So that's what we're doing with these videos. So let me know what you think about Ur of the Chaldees. I know other people on YouTube have different theories as well. They were looking at North Africa, further to the north for Ur of the Chaldees. So there are different theories out there, but this is what I'm thinking at the moment. That I am leaning a little bit more to this idea of East Africa. It does seem to maybe make a bit more sense, and it does seem to maybe work with this with these arrows, coming across to West Africa, then going south. But like I said, it's this map is definitely subject to change, and we might find new information that could alter it. So yeah, still an ongoing journey. So we have to be patient. So I think that's going to be it for this video. If a lot of this was confusing to you, or if you're new to it, we do have a series, Locating the Descendants of Noah, which covers a lot of information, and I'll try to summarize it with some maps towards the end. Okay, that's going to do it. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.